Did I get it? We got it. Hello, hello. Welcome. Let's get this camera. Let's get this camera better since this is where all the action happens. We're going to finish up these two projects I started the other day in the VHDM Makers Market. Why don't you go straight? Why? Why you got to be a putz? Can I use that word? Putz. Anybody else use that word? Why you got to be a putz there, camera? It's really the holder. It's not the camera itself. There we go. Look at that cute bunny. We're going to finish this guy up. Now, listen, usually I'm doing a special treat today. Usually on Fridays, I am live on YouTube, which I am. But today I decided I would go live also on Facebook to say hello and let you guys know kind of what we do on YouTube every Friday. So if you're not hanging out on YouTube, I suggest you come on over and do that. Normally these Friday sessions are exclusive to YouTube. There are my YouTube folks. There's Mary Lanovic. Hello, hello. And Christina actually is joining from Facebook. So thanks, Christina, for being here. I appreciate you so much. Diana coming from YouTube. I imagine most folks are going to be coming on from YouTube because that's where I usually am on Fridays. Hey, Ruth. It's afternoon where you are. Are you eating your lunch? Are you eating your lunch? What are you up to? Hey, Rita, welcome, welcome. All right, remember these from the other day? Did you guys see these two projects that I was demonstrating decoupage? And we got a wood decoupage. We got a paper decoupage project with napkins. And this is napkin and rice paper. I got to finish them up. We're going to pretty them. I have actually a few things that we're going to do today. So this is one. We're just going to finish this up quick. And then we have some other things to happening. So come on in, say hello, let me know you're here. I just got some new trim in the mail that I purchased. Look at this. I'm going to use it with this bunny. We're gonna pretty this bunny up. So all I've done so far is Mod Podge this. I put a coat of hard coat Mod Podge on the top of this to keep that rice paper intact. Now we're gonna pretty it. Ribbon, maybe eyelets. I told you I was having trouble finding eyelets, and I just got some new eyelets. So probably, let's get this bigger there so you can see that better. And I might, maybe, why? Listen, just have some grace for us ladies. Listen, we're creatives. We're not technicals, but we have to do the technical, like, I got to do the camera, the lights, the mic, like all the things. And it's a lot when you're, all I want to do is create pretty things, but I want to share it with you. So my goodness, I have projects all over the floor around me. So we're just going to bang them out. We're just going to do one at a time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Your eyelets came in yesterday, Ruth. I'm waiting to hear from Shauna. I assume she, I messaged her. You girls suggested that I see Shauna from Fraps and Scraps about getting new eyelets. And the day that I contacted her, she was going in for surgery. So blessings to her. I hope things are going well with her recovery. And I'm just patiently waiting. In the meantime, I did order. I'm assuming these are cheap. Oh, they're right next to me. I'm assuming these are cheapos. Oh, man, they were from Amazon. I would rather order from Shauna, but I'm running super low. Now, here's the deal with these. Let's open these up, actually. These are such cheapos. I don't prefer this, but whatever. When you're desperate, you're desperate. All right, these come with the backings. Never used those before. Have you? They come with the little washers for the back. I don't understand. This tells you how, yeah, see? Look at all these teeny tiny littles. They're just skinny little washers. I've never used these before. Has anybody? You know what? We're going to try one on this tag. I don't know how to use them. I don't know how to use them, girls. Hey, Callie. How are you, girlfriend? Thanks for joining from over on Facebook. I got the ones on Ams. They're really nice. Love the colors. Oh, Ruth. I think I ordered some of those too, the wide ones. In fact, hang tight, girlfriends. In fact, did they come? You guys, I've been so busy. They may have come in the mail. Where? Oh, yeah. Look. Yeah. Here they are on the floor. My piles and piles of things on the floor. These are the ones that Ruth suggested that I order, and I did. And I love the color. I love the wide ones in certain applications. Loving them. But anyway, I don't know how to use these backings. I already have, like, actually, I'm not going to say the word hate, but I have these already. Hole puncher, setter, I'm assuming. You know, and this is just your base that you can use, I assume. Well, that doesn't fit on there. That does. Anybody know how to use the, oh, look at this. Oh, Chase, the floodgates have opened. Oh, they're opening everywhere. The little plastic piece came out. Oh, good gravy. Get back in there. It's like, who let the dogs out? Who let the eyelets go? Me. Oh, come on. It's like, close the dam. All right, hold on, girls. We got a little eyelid emergency here. Wait. Use the Crocodile with those eyelets, not that. Yeah, I will. I mean, I wish it just feels like such a colossal waste. Maybe I'll throw these up on whatnot. I mean, I just don't need them, right? Like, don't need them. But Ruth, can you use the Crocodile with the extra piece, with the backing of the eyelet? I have never used an eyelet backing. Oh, every time I pull something out, one of these things flies open. I can't. It's going to drive my body. It's going to drive me crazy. These things. Have you ever used the little washers that go on the back? Can I use that with the Crocodile? You tell me while I start prettying things up. Let's get to the pretty part. Okay, here's what I would like to do is I want this on here, but obviously it's too long as is. So we're gonna go half. There's like a little heart right here. We're gonna go halfway in on the heart. And we're gonna glue this down, I think, so that we can still see the bunny in all her glory. And now I'm gonna bling up her jewels with gold. So I think I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go with my trusty matte gel medium to glue it down because it's the best. Sorry for the banging. So sorry. Ugh. Can you show those fat ones again? Sure, Kelly. Hold on, girl. Hold on. Gracie's got to get her muscles. I've got to find them. They're there somewhere. Oh, look at that beauty. All right. She wants to see these again. That's what you want to see? There you go. You'll walk me through it? All right, Ruth. Get your fingers ready to type when it comes time. We're going to glue this on here. I'm just going to use a little rubbery spatula. We're going to grab some glue. I'm going to stick it on. I don't want to get it through the holes, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm going to ask Terry permission, because Terry be in charge of that BHDM Makers Market group. The other day when she had her first event in there, I was honored to be one of the people she asked to do it. And she said she was describing the first group that was, me, and I don't know if there were like 6 others of us. I didn't count us necessarily, but 6 or 7 of us. And she described us as the heavy hitters, the big hitters in the crafting world. I was like, oh, I'm so touched, Miss Terry, that you consider me. She said, we're professional. I was like, oh, we try. We've been around for a long time. She could have called us the OGs because the ladies, and there was Justin. We've been around for a long time. So, we've seen a thing or two in the crafting world on social media. All right, I need one of these because it's going to get messy with that glue. Let me put this down so I don't get any glue on my table. And I'm going to poke through wherever these holes land. We are going to use those to put a hanger. Wherever they land, they land. The nice thing about matte gel medium is you have a few minutes to figure out exactly what your placement is going to be. Some of those other glues, they set so fast that you lose your chance. to make adjustments. All right, so here's what I'm going with. I got glue here that I don't need. It's not an issue in the fact that this glue, when it dries, it's actually an art medium, but when it dries, it will dry completely clear. You will not see any of it, even if it pokes through the design, the purple, this purple pretty design, even if it pokes through there. I'm going to stick a little bit on the bottom pieces. I'm just going to dip this little bit of fabric in there and then push her down. And anything excess, like I said, it's not going to show through, so you don't have to get too terribly worried. You know, if you want to do a little cleanup on aisle 7, do it, but not like super worried about it. There. Okay, that one's now a little crooked. Let's straighten you out, dude. Okay, now debating. See how it shows? Where's my little pointy tool? I'll just use this ugly old thing. Okay, see how the glue shows through? You can see that white glue through the purple. No worries, it will completely disappear. I don't have to worry about the fact you can see a little oozing glue right there. I mean, you can painstakingly go through and clean this up, but honestly, you don't need to with Matte Gel Medium. It will not appear. You will not see it. All right, now, would I, should I, could I? Should I fold it over or I think in my mind's eye, to me, this piece is more valuable to me if I cut it off and then use it for another project. So this is still wet. You know what, since it's still wet, I'm just going to let it dry for a few minutes. I'm going to cut that off as close as I can to the edge so that I can use that other piece with these little daisies, like, or flowers on the top on something else, rather than just folding it over and it be on the back of this. Now, on here, I'm going to use some gold stickles and we're going to pretty this up. Happy Friday, Carol. How are you? Diana says, look at your instructions for the crocodile. She thinks that I can use it. Well, that's what I was asking. Does anybody know? Have you ever used it, Diana? The I'm debating. I do have a purple, and I might use both purple and gold. I'm going to fill in the gems on her crown with some stickles. And I'm debating, I think I'm going to use a little purple. I mean, why not? We got it. So her necklace has these huge, like, round baubles. I'll hold it up close here and show you in a second once I get some of these stickles on. It has these huge round baubles, of which I'm going to do definitely gold. You can see I'm putting some gold on here. But should I intermix with purple? Should I? Shall I? Will I? I don't know. I make up my mind as I go. Okay, so you see all these baubles on her neck? They're like little, and then she has this huge charm, and then she has the crown. So I'm going to do, I think I will do a combo of gold and, whoops, gold and purple. And we're just blinging it up a little. This adds a bit of shimmer. Can you see the shimmer on those stickles? It's just so pretty. I think on this, I'm going to do gold in the middle and then purple around. Just let's stay consistent. She's a classy girl after all. You'll be able to see this shimmer on this stickle a whole lot more because it's the biggest spot. This one down here around her neck. Do you see that shimmer? Yeah, baby. I don't, do I need this anymore? I was thinking maybe I should put it away. I'm just going to leave it for a minute. These are going to take a hot minute to dry. So we're going to work on this little, put it aside for all that glue to dry, and we'll go to the tag and work on the tag. So we're going to go back and forth just like we did the other day, because you can get a couple of projects in at the same time. So this is actually considered a glue, but I've always used it as a sparkling embellishment. I've never used it as a glue. I don't understand why I would want to put this in between two things and hide the sparkle, unless one of the things was vellum and you wanted that sparkle to show. I just don't see why you would do that. I mean, if you do it, go for it, girl. It's just not me. It's just too pretty. I can't hide it. just can't hide it. I hear songs in my head. Oh, look at all the bling around her neck. And it's 3D, right? Like it's, I'm just putting little dots, and when I pick it up, it gives it a peak so that it has some dimension to it. The way that you can flatten it out, if you can see my hand, I'm just moving it, like almost coloring it in with that fine tip so that it's not so raised up. And that's what I'm going to do on these ones around the gold. So the gold one's going to be raised up in 3D in the middle, and then the purple around it, I'm putting it flat. So she's going to be all bedazzled. She's all bedazzled, friends. So you know, this is almost like a teardrop shape. Being careful, very careful not to put my big fingers into my glue that I just put on there, or the stickles, because I don't want to wipe the stickles away. Oh my gosh, looky at her necklace. Look at her tiara. So pretty. Now, actually, she has a couple more stones here. They're hardly visible on her tiara, but because they're there and we don't want to miss an opportunity for bling, we're going to fill them in. There we go. All right, I'm going to put her aside. I think she's pretty, but you tell me what you think. We're going to put her hanger on her in a little while after she's had a chance to dry. Oh my word. I do too. Crescent. Thank you, Crescent. That is such a beautiful name. I mean, seriously, girl, you sound like you should be in an English novel. Crescent Beckwith. Girl. Dreamy name. Thanks for joining us. Yes, isn't that so pretty? Isn't it so pretty? Thank you for saying so. I love it too. I found it online, so I'm excited about it. Diana's used the backings, but not with the crocodile. Now, good morning, Cheryl. How are you? Hey, Carol Maloney. Thanks for being here, you guys. Hey, listen, anybody, I'm not too proud to ask. Hey, Chris, how are you, Chris Dubing? Thanks for being here on YouTube. For those of you who are hanging out with me, if you don't mind, please help me get 20 shares and share this out to friends or family so I can meet some new people. I'm really trying hard to kind of expand the family here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. All right, let's put her aside, and then we're going to start moving on this girl, this little chickadee. She's so cute. All right, I'm going to pick up this whole piece and put her aside. I have so many things to work on today, and I'm so happy to have your company while I do it. Okay, now this one, whoop, there she is. Here's what I got. I kind of gathered up. I have this little embellishment that I believe Lori Wallace sent to me. Thank you, Lori. It is so darling. I have this was tied around some, I ordered some, what do you call it? Like the chiffon ribbon. And the roll was tied up with this. And of course, because I'm a junk journaler, I can't throw anything out. This is obviously the salvage. It has like all these little holes in it, but it doesn't matter. We're going to use that. And then, because this is who I am, I'm going to show you all the ways to use your junk. I'll show you what I got here. This is literally a bobbin that was a failed fill. I filled it up, but something was wrong. So it all got tangled up in the bobbin, and I don't want to throw out all that thread. So we're going to unspool some of it, and we're going to make a little nest of thread to put behind my little floral. Did you ever see somebody do this? It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool way. It makes like a little nest. It just gives some dimension and some textile fabric. So we're going to nest up some thread. Easy, right? It's hard to see from where you are, but nest up some thread. I'm going to make a little loop, like a little ribbon loop with this. And I want it to show kind of like a loop like that. It almost is like, you know, the breast cancer awareness and all those health awareness ribbons. It's like that. So we're going to layer that. And then we're going to put this on top, and that's just going to offset. She needs something else on here. And I played around a little bit with some ribbon and went straight across, and it was just too plain. It did not look right. I already have all of this coffee stained paper down here layered up, so she had something to lean on. So this is what I'm going to do with this. Now, I really like the placement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of my matte gel medium, and I'm going to stick it right through that thread like I'm smearing it right on there, like just like you're like buttering toast. You're just gonna put that cream cheese on there, whatever it is. Then we're gonna push our ribbon into that gel medium, which works as a glue. It'll hold metal embellishments. It'll hold wood in place. It is amazing. Yes, you can add it to your acrylic paints to make them thicker. That's what it's intended for as an art medium. But so many of us mixed media artists, paper artists, creators love to use it for crafting. Now I think I'm going to like it just like that. Yes, I am. So now I'm going to take another bit of it and we're going to smear it on here. Now remember, just again, if this comes through all these open holes, the glue, you will not see it. I promise you, you will not see it. So don't worry about it. Smear it on there. Whoa. Don't drop it. And we're gonna plop her right there. Okay. And then I am, because I got the glue on there. So let's fix that. It's not gonna ruin anything, but do you see all that glue coming through? All that white glue? You will not see it, but if it makes you happy, you can go through with a silicone tool, or I usually just come in with like a paper towel and I just kind of rub it until it's either going to come off on the tissue or it's going to go down into the project, which I prefer to, I'm pushing it down in between all those little holes so it holds this down completely. There we go. So that's what it's going to look like now, but it will dry completely clear. Okay, now this is the one. Let's try an eyelet on here. I know that's still wet, but we're going to try to figure out this eyelet thing. We're learning as we go today. Oh, Robin Hellinger, my friend, thank you for sparkling, for sprinkling, for spreading the blessings. I appreciate you. All right, I could put this in my water, but really it doesn't have that much glue on it. So I'm just going to clean it right now, put it back where it came from. And then let's just pick one. I'm going to go with gold. I don't know why. Let's do a gold. Ooh, never done this before. You would put the eyelet in before. It's too late now, my friend. I didn't listen to your advice because I didn't see it. All right. I don't know about this. All right, Ruth, talk me through it, friend. When do I put the little backer on and how? Talk to me, friend. I'll get my, Jolene, thanks for saying so. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, Linda Glenham, I see you. You call them a thread puddle. I'm going to call it a little nest since it's the Comfy Nest with Grace. But I like that idea of a thread puddle. That's a cute phrase. Okay, first put the pretty side on the front, then turn it over and put the smaller side on the back. All right, I got you, girl. Hold on. We're going to do it. We're going to put the pretty side on the front. We're going to lift up my little thread puddle. my little bits of thread. I don't think it's the end of the world if it went through with the eyelet. I don't think it would matter, but whatever. So we're gonna be proper about this. All right, it's in. The gold looks pretty with pearl. Okay, it's in. And then this has a flat side and a rounded side. I'm assuming the pretty side, the rounded side goes up. Good gravy. I got no nails. I started to say yesterday I was in with the Craft Therapy Club girls. We made glistening candle holders. Okay, I got the back on. Now what do I do? I started to say the girls, look at how my nails are breaking. Like I have no nails. In the winter, because it's so dry in North Dakota, we have the heat on all the time, the fireplace going all the time. The air is so dry. I have a humidifier going, still so dry. Drink lots of water. It's all the things. But whenever I stop taking my collagen supplement, my nails break like crazy. Yep, I got the rounded side up. Now, what do I do with the Mac Daddy here? We're gonna one-hand it. Do I just do it like a regular eyelet? Rounded side is up. I got it, girl. Got that. Now what do I do? Oh, Carol says my hands sound like sandpaper. It's constant. I'm constant. I have lotion everywhere. Every single room has lotion. My car has lotion in it. My handbag has lotion in it. Lotion everywhere. Drinking all the water. I sometimes put like lotion and gloves on at night when they're really bad. Hold the Crop-A-Dile with the pin on the bottom. Place the tag on the Crop-A-Dile, backside showing. Pin on the bottom, backside showing. Got you, girl. Now do I just do it? Can I just do it? I'm waiting for instruction. Give me the green light, girl. Pin on the bottom, place the tag. Ruth, you're good at these instructions. It's ready. It's ready when you're ready. Squeeze! All right, squeeze, girl, squeeze. It did it. It did it. And you know what? It just kind of covers up those ugly little splays of metal. OMG, that was so easy. Okay, that set. Thank you, Jesus, that it's not such a cheap set that it doesn't work. And thank you, Ruth, for helping me to do that. That was awesome sauceum. Okay, this is the same ribbon that I put on my glistening candle holder yesterday. I just love, no, it isn't. Is it? No, yes, it is. Excuse me. Yes, it is. It's so pretty. I love the color. We're going to loop it through. It's satin, so it's kind of purdy, right? For our girly here. I have no nails, so I got to use a tweezer to try to grab at this. You know, and if I were you, honestly, if I were you, I would wait till all that dried to do this part. But since we're together and you're here to kind of hang out while I create, I'm going to finish it, right? I have so much to do today with you guys. I'm going to update my daily journal from December. I have some daily like throwaway ephemera from our trip to Florida that I want to put in there. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. What do you think? I love that it's so plain and simple down below, and then she has her pretty feminine things up top. I love it. I think I'm going to add a little distress ink. Let me get because my paper on the bottom, this coffee stained paper has the brown around the edges. I think I better just put a little, let's get it matching so it's really cohesive. I forgot to order. I need to order some more of this. I don't have a re-inker for this, I don't think. And it's starting to feel like it's getting dry. It's a little detail, not the end of the world if you can't do this. You could always take a marker, like a felt tip marker, and run it along. You could take, you know, one of these with a little bit of paint, just a little bit, you know, almost like you're stenciling. You would want to basically offload it as much as you could, but a little bit of paint would do it. But there we go. Carol says it's so embarrassing. You mean your hands are so embarrassing? Yeah. It's just like they look terrible. I was thinking last night, once I got this under control a little bit, because my cuticles are so bad, like even here, my skin just kind of rips open and cracks. It's hereditary too. Like my whole family is this way. Chris isn't this way. So I don't know if it's a hereditary thing too. Super dry. Gannon is this way, but Landon is not. So Gannon got the Higgins, poor child, got the Higgins family curse of the hands that are always in tough shape in the winter. And Landon is fine. All right, this wants to pop up again, so I'm going to push it back down. I think it's from all our wiggling and waggling with the eyelet. So this is the nice thing about this the medium is it doesn't dry immediately. So I still have time to kind of wrestle things around and adjust. Whereas some of the other glues, when they dry immediately, it's like once it's on there, girl, you're not changing your mind. Especially paper. If you tried to rip it up, you'd rip your paper project. Okay, this one seems good. Let's see how you're doing. The stickles are going to take hours to dry. Oh, look, this has already disappeared for the most part. Not exactly disappeared right there, but almost. You can't see how you can't see any of that glue. None of it. It's all gone. I still have to give the stickles some time to dry, but I am going to cut this off. And maybe, all right, so now I salvage this for use with something else. Is that a little bit of glue right there? Yep, just wiped it off. That will get used with something else. And maybe I can get, do I dare? Would you do it? Would you set your eyelids? I think I better wait because I do not want to mess up her beautiful jewelry. Okay, so in the meantime, I have other things to work on. So we're going to put her aside. I will take a picture of these and, like I said, share it inside that group where we started them so that those folks can see, because I hate when I have an unfinished project, but we were limited on time, so that's the way it was. If you're just coming in, thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. All right, so next up, I have this. Let's do this because it's been a while. Wait, where are you? Here, right here. Sentiments journal. I've had this sitting for a while. This is my sentiments journal. I made it. It was the Vintage Daisy. Michelle over the Vintage Daisy had an event last January, so last year, where it was called New Beginnings event, and I created this journal. It's got a fabric and paper cover. It's made out of a packing envelope, like, something I got in the mail. And then on the inside, I just used alternating mixed media paper. So black, and then gray toned, and then tan mixed media paper to alternate the pages. And what I do like to do, okay, all of these phrases, these memes that I come across, that I really love the phrase, and it just kind of hits my heart, and I kind of linger on it for a minute. Most of the time I take a photo of it because I think, oh, I'm going to want to read that again later because I love it so much. What I started doing is taking a photo of it instead of like letting it get lost in the 10,000 photos on my phone. I started to print them out and just put them in here in this journal. So I just kind of collaged with them and put them in the journal. And I haven't done it in a while. So, I actually haven't done this one. I had poked it out, but I haven't put it in there. And then I have this one. So I'm going to put these in because I want to update this journal. Now, of course, you could go front side, back side. I haven't been, but for space, I really could do front side, back side. Like put one here and then put the other one here. We could do that, but I have been doing single. I guess let's just stay single for now. All right, this one says, when we have the mind of Christ, we are able to spiritually discern what is good for our families and what needs to change in our homes. Very pretty, right? This wants to pop up. It's a popper-upper. All right, let me get maybe I can find a clip to keep this thing from popping up on me. Maybe one of my big paper clips will help. Just hold you steady. There you go. All right. Thanks for sprinkling, Miss Jolene. You're the best. I appreciate you. What are you guys all up to this weekend? I'm going to grab some paper scraps while you guys type away and tell me what you're up to this weekend. Anybody doing anything fun? Anybody going to the movies? Every once in a while I get a craving to go to a movie, like to the actual movie theater. We don't do that very often. We didn't have a movie theater for a couple of years in our town. We live in a small town in North Dakota, and when COVID hit, our AMC movie theater closed, and then for years it didn't reopen. Well, it just reopened this past year as a local family. It's not a chain. It's a local family. Oh my gosh, I actually really like that. I think I'm going to cut it down a little though. A local family reopened the theater, and so I think it's called Encore 301 is what they named it. And so every once in a while I do like to go to support that family and see a movie. You know what, you guys? This can be really easy. We don't have to overthink this. We don't have to overdo it. It doesn't have to be over embellished. I usually do a paper, a fabric, glue it down, and then it's in my journal. I don't want you, if you decide you want to try something like this, I don't want you ever to feel super like stressed or like, this is just too much work. If it makes your heart happy to keep a sentiment journal, keep it, do it. And don't put so much pressure on yourself to create something that takes 3 hours. It doesn't have to take 3 hours. Here's a little piece of fabric. And I'm just kind of using these things to frame. Look, see how easy? You don't have to work so hard, friends. If this makes you happy, which this makes me happy, glue it down and move on. Just don't do it to yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Okay, I'm going to scooch these over. You could probably use a glue stick because these aren't very heavyweight. I have this sitting here ready to go. So I'm going to put this in there, right in the middle. And then I have this over here somewhere, but I better check my placement because I want this. So what I try to think about when I do this, oh, we got oozing glue, is I try to, I'll show you here in a second. So my edges of all of the different elements, like I would not line up the bottom of the fabric with the bottom of the paper. I try to give that dimension, right? So we're going to lift that up 1/2 inch. Same thing here. I'm not going to line this up right with that. Then this gets lost. So this is going to be up so that this is exposed. This is still exposed, and I want that exposed. Now I wouldn't want to line it up here because I would lose the top. Me anyway, this is the way I think about it. I want it right here so that I can see all of those edges. We're creating a frame, right? So we want all of those edges. Oh, this one's almost empty. Thank you for sharing, Judith. I appreciate the help, you guys, so much. You help me so much when you do that. Easy breezy lemon squeezy here. We're not doing anything too difficult. Now, I actually printed this out a long time ago. I don't know when, but does this go 2025? We're doing our first entry for 2025 with this, using this thing. It's the 17th, but I don't know. Is this, I can't, my head can't figure out, is this going to say 71 or 17? I always have to do a practice. Uh-oh, hold on, girls. I always have to do a little practice stamp. I put my stamper away, and now I gotta get it back out. I think I will use this. Let's just do a practice stamp because I'm not sure what this says. Yeah, it says 71. We don't want that. Oh, good gravy, Gracie. My head doesn't think backwards very well. Heck, I can hardly think forward. There we go. January 17th, 2025. I'm just going to put it in the corner here. I don't know why I like to record that, but I do. All right, these all need to, like, come on, you need to stay flat. You need a little help staying flat so that you glue down right. There we go. All right, that is sufficiently, there's like nothing sticky here that's going to interfere, so I can flip this over and add another entry here. Thank you for sharing, Linda. I appreciate you. What are you up to this weekend? What are you girls doing? All right, I have this guy. This has been pinned. I think I pinned this on my bulletin board. This one says, nothing is louder than the silence that happens when God is trying to heal you. He is asking you to look at your patterns, to replace your unhealthy roots with truth. He needs you to be still until you remember that he alone is what you really need. Love that. I don't think I want the full black, so I'm going to try to cut this. Hold on. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's just get it down closer to its size. Get rid of all this excess paper so I can do a little visualization here. All that extra paper can go away. It's, you know, I don't want that whole thing. I do like the round size or shape. I have my round right here. Let's just see what it would fit in. What, like how much smaller can I make this and still keep that nice round shape? I can make it smaller by doing something like that. I might do that. I might cut this down like that. And so I'm just going to hand, like, cut it by hand with scissors. So I'm going to do this. So I have my, like, guide. And then I'm going to cut it down so I have a much smaller circle. I can keep the phrase, but get rid of all that black and blue excess color and do something different. Judith, thank you for sharing. I was going through Facebook and I see something I like. I saved the photo to a folder on your computer to print it later. Yeah, I've been liking printing them out and putting them in this keepsake journal because then I can flip through the journal. It kind of tells me where my mind is at that given moment. You know, sometimes you're in a healing mode, clearly. Sometimes you're in like a really energetic, motivated mode, like you feel like you can just like conquer the world. Sometimes you're feeling pensive and reflective. I think that date stamping these as you're putting them in a journal, a keepsake journal for your sentiments that you love, I think it's a really good way. It's like a really good peek into you and a peek into who you are at that given moment and at that given time. Okay, now paper scraps. And I don't know if I'm going to do more circles, so I'm going to keep this close by, but I'm going to back into my paper scraps. And I'm just looking to see what I have here that I might like for colors. I've been very neutral in this book. So maybe I'll stay the same. I don't know. Oh, this is so cool, isn't it? Isn't that so cool? I love it so much. Maybe we'll use a chunk of that. So bear with me. I'm off to the side here, just kind of digging into. I have all of this. Oh, I have all of these from years ago, 2008. That's how old these are. It was a calendar that somebody gave me, and each piece had like a piece of decorative paper. And that would actually really match. I'm not going to think too much about it. I actually like this. These three together. Let's cut this off because I don't want that white. That is so pretty. Okay, Gracie. We're getting there. All right, now maybe what I want to do is find the next biggest circle, and instead of having that black as the background, I just am out of room over here, girls. No, it would need to be bigger than that. So I think this is the next biggest. I would want to give myself a frame right around it. So maybe even bigger than that. Like that. See? Oh, it's so pretty. Let's do it. Oh, it budged. Oh, me mama. What do I do here? Hold on, girls. We're just gonna go with it. There. I mean, you could layer that multiple times if you wanted to. You could keep adding to it. All right, here we go. I usually don't have a very steady hand, and I've already had like 4 cups of coffee this morning. I'm working on drinking my water now. So I don't usually have, sometimes I am in awe when I watch other creators on YouTube or wherever, Facebook, and I'm seeing how steady their hand is and how consistent their cuts are. And that's just not usually me. So I've just learned to live with it and accept it about myself. It's not something I'm going to fret over. It just is what it is. I absolutely love this. Debbie, thanks for sprinkling. I appreciate you so much. Seriously, thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for sprinkling this out there. You guys are amazing. Amazing. Tell me what's happening in your world. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know more about you. I want to know the things that make you excited, the things that you're doing. I got a little excess there. Don't know that I can pick it back up, so I'm just gonna, I overlapped just a tish. I'm just gonna cut it. Not gonna, we're not fretting, we're making. I think I really love this packing paper, and I actually really love this. It kind of makes me think of a ruffle, the way that it's textured. I want it on here somehow, some way. Oh my gosh, it almost is the perfect size. I love that this is all crinkled up and textured. So I'm going to take a sliver off the bottom because I have so much of this ruffle. I'm going to call it a ruffle. It's not really a ruffle, but I mean, it could go over the edge. It doesn't have to be the same exact size. All that is to say, when you watch us do, and then you say, oh, I'm going to have a sentiment journal and I'm going to add textured papers to mine. You do you. Like, If you don't like the neutral colors, go bold and bright. Sometimes I do bold and bright. Sometimes I do neutrals. How do I want to do this? This is so puffy. I might have to cut to fit this on here. Otherwise, this is going to be all wrinkled up. But I just love this paper. What do you think? Should I do it? I don't know. I don't know. All right, Grace. Let's just, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. We're going to have fun anyway. I don't know why I'm saying that. Let's do, instead of that big ruffly, let's do just something soft and pretty, I guess. This still has the selvage on it. You can see. The whole idea is to use up scraps, use up what you got. We're junk journaling. We're making. I kind of like those colors together. Let's get a strip of this. Oh, my nose, itchy. Itchy nose, itchy nose. Yeah, don't fret, right, Mary? Exactly. Mary, you give good advice. Don't fret, friends. Don't fret. It's all okay. I'm not necessarily looking to keep the pinking sheer shape. I just want a spot of color, maybe with this, and maybe not right next to it. Maybe not right next to it. We're going to peek this out like that, kind of like a double whammy shammy of color, just so it's not so plain on the page. There. I think we can go with that. I think to make this extra special, even though it's going to take me a hot minute, look what I bought, girls. I'm waiting for it to, I think it's like 19 below zero here, so I'm waiting for this to warm up so I can plug it in. My heat tool broke. I had that Tim Holtz, the really quiet black one, the little one. I loved it, but it broke. It like totally stopped working, blew out, plugged in, nothing happened. So I had to buy another heat tool, and I found a cordless one. So I'm going to try that one out. I'm trying to get at, if you just give me a minute, my sewing machine. Which is, you know what, girls? I forgot I have this camera. I forgot. I was over here too. Girls, I can get you. There she is. There's my phone. But here, I'm trying to get my, oh, hold on. We're going this way. I'm going to give this a little stitch instead of gluing it. I mean, you could do both, but I'm going to stitch it. So we can add a decorative stitch. It may not even capture up here because it's just like so close to the edge, but that's okay. I could actually, we're just going to do a little stitch-a-ma-doodles here. I don't know why. What? It's not threaded. Why are you not threaded? What happened? It's because I've been moving you around like a crazy fool, up and down and off the table and on the table and all the things, girls. So we're gonna restring it. Stringing it is not the right word. We're re-threading it, and you know what that means? It means Gracie's got to put on her readers because I can't see it good enough. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for being here. I love your yellow journal. Girls, if you don't know, I feel like a really wise old lady at the library now. If you're a librarian, don't take offense. My best friend from college, Miss Michelle, is a librarian, and she's gorgeous and she's hip and she's amazing and so smart. And so please, I have nothing against librarians, but you know, the old stigma that the lady at the library always has her readers on and she'll tell you what to do and what not to do. Listen, I'm telling you, go hang out with Joyful Artistry by Heidi Over. I hang out with her on Facebook. Heidi, do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, I'm going to find you and I'm going to subscribe to you here too. But anyway, she's fantastic. And she's doing this really pretty little yellow journal. I should probably turn on my light, right? Oh, I unplugged it. Oh, boy. Hold on, girls. I unplugged it from my hot glue gun yesterday. Oh, now I'm getting an ab workout. If I go falling off my stool, it's the whole librarian vibe. You know, it's the smart lady at the library who doesn't work out very much. That would be me. I fit that mold for sure. They're not working out too much. All right, hold on. I got to get this in the right place there so that I can thread it. You know, your needle has to be in the right spot for the little threader to work if you're blessed to have a threader on your machine. I have 3 machines now. Variety of, oh, it must not be in the right place because it's not grabbing it. Come on. I know you wants to. Uh-oh. I have 3 machines. One is super fancy, expensive embroidery machine, has a threader. This one was only 100 and something bucks. I got it at a thrift store actually. And it works great, but thankfully it has a threader. My cheapest machine does not have a threader. But it was only 50 bucks on Amazon. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm all about 50 bucks. And it weighs almost nothing. So I can easily transport it. You can battery operate. You can use it with a battery. You don't have to have a plug-in. So if you're traveling, I mean, all those things are nice, right? Okay, we are just going to peek out this little bit of pink fabric. And to instead of gluing it, I'm going to add a little stitch. I mean, you knew that, right? I'm just recapping for anybody who's just coming on. What are we doing here? We're trying to stitch these 2 together. Why? Because we'd like a little more dimension, a little pizzazz added to, where's the presser foot? You should see the floor. My floor is full of all the things that I need to do. And so it's got my daily journal down here with all the ephemera I want to put in it. It's got stuff, lots of stuff. We're just going to do a basic zigzag. We're just zigging and we're zagging. That's all we're doing. I don't even care if it's straight. At the end here, it's not even going to catch that pink fabric. It's okay. It's not going to go all the way to the end. Maybe a couple more stitches. Come on. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. It's just for looks. This is just for looks. Hi, Janet. Okay, she does have a YouTube. Most of what she does is on Facebook. So that says mostly find her. You're going to mostly find her on Facebook. Totally worth it. Go hang out with her. She's awesome. She's sweet. She's smart and talented. You want a little bit of Heidi in your life. Okay, see what we did? Okay, where's the best way to hold this? It's just a little bit of stitching down the edge. It's doing 2 things. It's holding this fabric in place so that when I glue it down, it's in good shape. And it's adding a little zhuzh. I wish I'd put that on the top, but it's all good. We're just gonna make it work. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're gluing. We're gluing now. I'm trying to use up. The wrestling team is telling us something, but there's an app for our local wrestling team that Landon was on last year. He's in college now, but I never took myself off the app as a parent, supporter of the team. So right now, coach is sending messages. Did you hear that little? That was the wrestling team. I don't know if there's a tournament tomorrow, if they're leaving town for something. I don't pay as much attention, obviously, because my son's not wrestling anymore. But I love the kids who are wrestling. I love the coach, love the families. So there he goes again. We do still kind of pay attention to what they're up to. But that's the wrestling app. It's just super active and telling us something. They want us to know something. Oh, you're welcome, Heidi. Holy there, and it's a chat group. I hope they're saying someone's winning, like something good is happening. No, I hope it's not about an injury or a bus breakdown. I hope it means like somebody had a huge success and they're rip roaring and hip hip hooraying them. Oh my gosh, I really like this page, you guys. It's so simple. Yes. Sentiment journal. It's like almost nothing. It's so little. It was so easy to make. Every time, not every time, but a lot of times when I come up with a sentiment that really gets me in the heart, I'm like, man, I want that. So I take a picture of it usually, like I said. Now I've started to put it in this journal, and it's just a simple way to keep the sentiments that kind of move you. All right, now my glue is acting a little puckery. What is that word? It's acting a little puckery. It's making my papers pucker. That sounds so funny. Listen, I'm in a silly mood today. My husband got up late. He got up late, which he can, okay, landscaping company. So spring, summer, fall, until freeze up, he's working dusk till dawn. Like, 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night. So in the winter, when he can sleep in, he sleeps in. I don't blame him at all. I just let him sleep. But when he got up this morning, I was like, can you do something for me? And it was about putting the flag up on the mailbox so I could put packages. Kelly, if you hear, thanks for your order. It's going out today. Claudia ordered that big decoupage bundle from the event the other day. That's out in the mail waiting to be picked up. So anyway, I said to him, can you put the flag up so the postal guy knows to pick up the mail? He's like, yeah, what else do you need? And he opened the garage door and there were like, this is awful, but 6 bags of garbage waiting for him to take them. He takes them. We own a business that has a big, those huge waste management bins. I think it's still waste management here in North Dakota. The huge ones, like the commercial ones, we pay for that at work. So he just takes our home garbage to work at our business and throws the garbage in there because there's always room in there pretty much. So anyway, he was like, oh, it looks like I got to take the garbage. I'm like, man, I said to him, when you sleep in until, 10 o'clock, that's what you got stuff to do. Stuff's just waiting for you to wake up and do the things. He was like, yeah, thanks a lot for reminding me. I'm not teasing you about it. Like, I think it's great that he gets to sleep in. It actually makes me quite happy because he works so hard the rest of the year. Oh, Denise, thanks for saying so. Have a blessed day, my friend. There are some hearts for you. Renee, you like it? Thanks, friend. It's so simple, you guys. This is so simple. You'll see, most of them are just bits of fabric, bits of paper. I'll do a quick flip through. There's not many entries in here. This one is just that piece of paper on, I embossed. I stamped and then embossed that little design with a stamp. So I didn't even use anything extra. It's just the sentiment. And that looks like it came from a magazine, actually. They're just so simple. This one I used a little gold and blue wax seal on the corner. Anyway, I'm happy with it. It is never too late to be what you might have been. Okay. Thanks, Judith. All right, should we go to my daily journal? You guys have been keeping me company. This is so fun to actually, it's refreshing. Heidi, or anybody who has their own creative business, please feel free to give yourself, your business, your channel, your social media a shout out in the comments. I love when we can support each other that way. But what I was going to say, if you own a creative business, for sure, pipe in. Or as a watcher, pipe in, like, let us know. What do you think of this? It's actually quite refreshing to not, first of all, Fridays live on YouTube, it's never an event. It's just me. I want to say it's just me, but it's me crafting and creating and hanging out with you guys. So I'm not on a time frame. I don't have to be done in 45 minutes. You guys can come and stay for as long as you want. Leave whenever you need to. That's totally cool. But I'm not under any pressure to finish a certain thing at a certain amount of time. So that kind of freedom is really nice. I love being in events. Don't get me wrong. But the freedom to just create without a time frame is really nice. And normally we do a project start to finish, right? Or a part of a project. With making junk journals, it's almost never that you start and finish the whole thing in one sitting, right? Because they take hours and hours to make. But maybe a part of the process you would start and finish. Today, I'm just doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is the stuff that's sitting around my craft room waiting for my attention. So I have stuff sitting around. Yeah, like, let's look at these. Hang tight. I got my daily journal sitting to my right. I could work on that. Or I have some tags that I was working on the other day that I could work on too. So you've switched over to Facebook, Ruth? You don't know how to emboss, Renee? Oh, interesting. Oh, it's so simple. Should I emboss? Do you want to see me emboss something? Hey, Mary Collier. Thanks for being here. The dumpster. Yeah, the dumpster. Okay. Over here on the side, I was making tags with painted papers the other day. And so I've been taking my packing papers. Let me move this journal aside. Hold on, girls. Journal goes aside. I have been taking, packing paper that you get when you order something from Amazon or wherever, scrapbook.com, wherever you do when you're shopping. And you have this brown, or sometimes it's green, sometimes it's more like off-white packing paper that's scrumpled up in there. I always flatten it out and I take it to my craft room. I love it for my journals, and I've been painting it. This one is actually Chalk Couture chalk paste and chalk designs on it. I love this one. A little bit of brickwork, a few words on there. Anyway, then I roll it up and I just put it aside as a decorative paper to use in my projects. Well, I took out some of that the other day, and we're in the Craft Therapy Club making tags out of it. Now this one I put Silky Shine, Pentart Silky Shine on it, and I love, love, love that sheen. And I already put some brads in there, but it's on a regular tag. So my thought was make a bunch of these. I could either sell them on Whatnot, on my auctions. I do like to make craft supplies available on Whatnot when I have my auctions, or just have a stash of them for my own junk journals, because they make great journaling cards that you can stuff into a belly band or a tuck spot, right? So I had these ones already done. I have to put a ribbon in them, but these ones I was waiting for the glue to dry. They already have a little bit of a metallic paint in them, and these ones I asked the girls, like, what do you think? Do you like them with the silky shine, or do you like the matte? And most of them said they like the matte, so I left these matte. I could work on these, or I could work on my daily journal. I could emboss. If somebody wants to see some embossing, I could maybe emboss on one of these. You let me know. I love the freedom of just being able to create. I'm going to work on cutting these. That one's already done. That one's already done. I got some polka packing paper in a delivery the other day. Polka dot? Is it polka dotted? Seriously? That's cool. Where was it from? Like, which company is sending out polka dotted paper? I mean, that's like a junk journaler's dream, right? When you get something different and you're like, whoa. Whenever my kids, like if they get like a care package for their birthday, or someone sends them something in mail, they open the packaging, I'm like, don't throw that box away. Or like, don't throw that tissue paper away. They're always like, seriously, Mom? Yeah, seriously, we save everything. Renee, you want me to do some embossing? Sure thing, friend. I will emboss something. Oh, I shouldn't have spoke so soon. Hold on, Renee. Here's my issue with the embossing. Is that I just told you my heating tool broke. So I bought a new one. Let me grab it while I'm doing this. I just bought this. I haven't used it yet. I needed a new one. This one is apparently, oh, it's kind of heavy. Shockingly heavy. It has 3 different heat settings, cool, and then 2 hot settings. Let me see if it's charged. That's the only thing. It is charged already. I was like, oh, I might have to charge it before I use it for the first time. No, it's already charged. We're going to use this bad boy, and we're going to show Renee some embossing today. Go, Gracie. Go, Gracie. It came right in the mail just in time for you, Renee. Let's hope it works now. I shop price. And when I saw it, I'm like, it's mini. I like mini. I don't like really big things. The first heating tool that I had was like this huge gun. It's heavy, but it has all these heat settings. It has a dial for the heat settings. It can melt small metal, and I used it for a while, and it just was so big and gloppy on my desk. I couldn't stand using it, so I stuck it aside. And my husband finally did take it the other day. He needed it for something, and I'm like, just take it. The little black one that I had from Tim Holtz broke. It died on me, and so I needed a new one. And this one, I think it was cheaper than the Tim Holtz one, and it's cordless. So I like cordless. You saw me. It's like if I have one less thing to plug in, I love it. So let's try to use it. Crumpled up packing paper brings me joy. That paper bubble wrap I sent you, isn't it free? It's fun. It's fun, Linda. Like that. It's so. Make me happy. You know how to make me happy. A little bit of textured packing paper. I am so easy, girls. I got it, Ruth. It came from Amazon. Isn't it cute? Do you want the link? There's like a gazillion of them over there. I did a little bit of research in terms of like reviews, price, features, that kind of stuff. All right, let me see. I'm going to do some embossing. for Miss Renee to demonstrate. I could just emboss on one of these, but they already have a metallic on them. But we can do a double metallic. Let's, like, this one doesn't have a lot, this tag. So let me cut it down. We're gonna emboss something on here. I know, right? Me too. I love that it's pink. I don't have anything. I mean, I have a few things that are like cutesy like that. The other day I was watching Lindy from Taterbuggin', and she had that pink, I forget what you call it. Is it a gator? It's just a sanding block thing. The skinny one. I have the wide one, and it's bright yellow. I love it. It works great. She has the skinny one, but it's pink. And somebody said, where did you get that pink one? Where can I find one? Isn't it funny that things, because we're creative and we like to be surrounded by pretty things. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't have to be expensive. They don't. We can just do pretty. Okay, I'm going to need that craft mat again. So my little pretty bunny that's still drying over here. I'm going to take the craft mat from you. Oh, it's dirty on that side. Don't look. Dirtier. All right, you're going to need something. It doesn't have to be a craft mat, Renee, but like a piece of paper or something underneath your project to catch the embossing powder, okay? Let me pick a color. So what I did a long time ago in the Craft Therapy Club, what is this? What are we doing with this? Why are you here? Something like I stuck in this drawer with no rhyme or reason. A long time ago in the Craft Therapy Club, in February, I took pieces of watercolor paper and mixed media paper to demonstrate. And actually, there is a difference. Like, these are the same. Glitz, clear, pearl, holographic, embossing mediums. These are jars of embossing medium. And they look different on one paper than they do on the other. Isn't that interesting? The mixed media paper seemed to like suck up the sheen. Like you can't really see the pearl as much on the mixed media paper as you can on the watercolor paper. Strange, right? So I was demonstrating, and what I ended up doing, I was like, wow, look at that difference. And I was like, why don't I have swatches? So we created swatches of all of the embossing powders that I have, because when you look at the embossing powder in the jar, like this is the silver, it doesn't look at all like silver in here. It just looks like gray. But when you then heat it up, it appears like a metallic silver. So once you get them, it is a really good idea to create sheets of samples of your colors, because now I can take my project and go, all right, which color do I most want on this project, given the fact that it's probably going to look like these things here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just kind of hold this up. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of color, like maybe this blue. There's a really dusty blue right there, and I have this pearl blueberry that's so pretty. Let me see if I can find it. Pearl blueberry, where you be at? Now, I do, sometimes I should do it on all of them, write the names on the top, so that when I'm looking down in the drawer at all of the tops, I can just quickly see, okay, that's my silver. I don't have to pick every single one of them up and look, but I don't have all of them labeled yet. So give me a hot second here to search down where my blueberry be at. That's black. Here it is. I think this is it. I think I got this at this is it, pearl blueberry. Let me write on the top right now while I'm at it. I think I got this at a thrift store. Hi, Darren. You want to come say hi to the girls?
No, I'm good.
Come on, get on camera. The girls want to see you. Right here. Right in the laptop. Stick your head in here. There he is!
Oh, other hand.
The Gan Man is here.
Me and Chastity are here.
Oh, hi, Chastity. All right, go pay some attention to her.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch a movie. And
Okay.
Then go to the basketball jamboree.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you when I'm done here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not gonna stick.
Did you just start?
This is the wrong. No, this is the wrong. That is a glass marker. It's not sticking. I could tell right away it beat it up. All right, I'll do that later. I won't make you sit through that. Okay. Now, this is a powder. Hi, Reen. Is it Renee? I have a friend who has that same name, but she says it Reenie. Is it Renee or Reenie? Hey, Vicky. How are you, friend? Hey, Oh, Vicky Dooley saying hello, Gan. I think he's already gone, but you put them upside down. Sometimes they look like that is such a dark blue. Sometimes it looks so similar to some of the other colors. And like I said, when you get it on paper, it actually looks a little different. Do the batteries come out of your dryer? It's a charge. You just plug it in and charge it. No, they don't come out. It's rechargeable. Okay, so anyway, let me get back to it. Renee, not Renee. All right, Renee. These are, they're little tiny plastic beads. That's what embossing powder is. Tiny, tiny, minuscule plastic beads. So if you're not a fan of plastic, I'm sorry to tell you that, but that's what it is. You need a glue to adhere the plastic to your project, whatever it is. We're using paper today. And the glue comes in different forms. It comes like this. It comes like this. That's a stamp. So you can run a stamp in, like you can press your stamp into this and put a stamped image or shape on here. This is a dauber, so you can daub it on. So like, again, how could you use this? Like if you wanted to use that circle stencil, you could daub the circle on with this, right? If you wanted to push this through a stencil. So I have different applicators for different reasons, right? These are pens, so you could actually write a name or write something or just put little tiny dots. So the glue comes in a variety of formats. I think you can even get it in like a bottle. Probably I use these two most often. And right now, I think I'm just going to use a stamp. Let's stamp an image. Let me find an image that we might want to stamp. We're going to do something really like geometric and basic. And we already decided blueberries, so I can put my little swatches away. Boy, I got stuff all around here. I think I will do, a number might be cool on there to make it kind of modern, but let me find, I have a bunch of different little shapes here. Let's do the bricks. These are like, I love these tiny little stamps. They're so easy to work with. And these are just little brick shapes. So I think I'm going to randomly put some bricks and then maybe we'll put a number. We'll see. Let's start with the bricks. I don't know that that's going to stick unless I take this off completely. Usually I just use it on its plastic backing, but sometimes it helps to have a block. Okay, let's see if we can pick up. No, I haven't used this in a long time. When you're not using your supplies a lot, sometimes they dry out, so I can't promise anything. All right, we're just going to stamp on here some brickwork randomly, like, wait, look at how sticky it is, like picks up the whole pad. It's probably even crooked. Now, how can you tell that it's on there? I can see it. I can see the sheen of it on there. You probably can't, but I can see it. Let me grab. I'm just going to immediately use a disinfectant wipe to clean this. Oh, I forgot to use my powder. Renee, I'll talk to you about the powder here in a second. I forgot to use it. It's new to me. I bought it a few months ago. Now the glue is on there, so you take your powder and you scrub it all over. You want to get it all over that. You're going to use a lot. I use a lot. And then what I tend to do is I tap it so that it it sticks into, I'm going to make this screen bigger for you. I tap it. And so you can see that brickwork starting to come through there. You can see it. So I tap this and move it around on the project. You're doing it over. I don't need that in there. You're doing it over your, like a paper plate or a piece of paper works. I tap it. I don't see, not everybody taps, but I do. I'm tapping it until I get it embedded in all that glue. Tap off the excess. Look at that, how cool that is. And then we're going to do the embossing part of it, which is heating it up. There's a difference between a drying tool, an embossing tool. Okay, let me get the bulk of this. I have to tap again because it's all bundled up. Now, this, because I haven't cleaned it, it still has some on there. I'm going to try to gather as much as I can, but I don't get real worked up. What I do, if this were a piece of paper, I'd fold it up and throw it out. I'll use a wet wipe and clean it off later. It is little beads of plastic, so you don't want it getting all over the place. If I get a little bit on my table, I clean it up right away because I don't want to get it heated up and then have it stick there. There is a difference between a heat tool and a drying tool, so pay attention. If you need an embossing tool, this is a heat tool from Chalk Couture. All it does is put slightly warm air on your project to dry it. Okay, it's not hot enough to emboss. This is an embossing tool. It does have, I'm going to put it on its hottest setting and be very careful because it will burn your hands. Now I'm going to focus the heat on that plastic. I've never used this, so I have to be really careful that I don't burn the paper. I don't know how hot it gets, but we're just going to concentrate on one section at a time, and you're going to slowly heat it up until it melts. And you'll see it melt because it'll look like it turned wet. Let me just test this. It's not quite that hot yet. There we go. Never used it before, so we'll see how this thing works if it gets hot enough. I think it went up to, it's supposed to go up to 660 degrees, which should be hot enough to melt these embossing powders. Sometimes you have to go from the back and you have to go in the front, and you're really just trying to heat up that embossing powder enough to melt it. Oh, I hope it works. Oh, I was being so careful not to burn the paper, and now I'm feeling like, oh, be super careful, girls, because some of these things get super hot. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working. Can you see it's turning a different color? I'm trying to hold this so that you can see it as it turns. It's working though. The edge that's closest to the gun, the heat tool, is what's going to turn first, obviously. And it's turning like a brighter blue, brighter purple. Can you see the difference? And see how now it's shiny? That's the part that's turned, and the rest of it hasn't yet. So it takes a little patience, depending on your heat tool. Now, the other heat tool that I have, the commercial one that I hated because it was so clunky, I sent that one packing with my husband. It would heat this up in less than a couple of minutes because it got so stinking hot. It's actually quite dangerous. It melts metal, small, like little bits of metal. This one clearly takes a lot longer to warm up, but now you can see that it's warm. It's starting to turn that. You can see how it's a brighter blue and it's now shiny. So that's all you do. That is embossing. Aw, thanks for sprinkling, Maureen. I appreciate you. All right, this one's taking a hot minute. No pun intended. It's on the highest setting. Let me stop talking for a minute and just focus and see if I can get this to react faster. Maybe I have to hold it closer. It's a new tool for me. I've never used it before. Here we go. Yeah, if I hold it really close, it works better. In the past, I've never held anything real close because that other one got like almost to I don't know if it was 800, 900 degrees. I didn't want to burn the paper. This one is not, it gets up to 660, I think, if I remember right. Less dangerous, but it's taking longer. So when you're shopping for them, there is such a huge assortment of them out there on the market. See how it's changing? Just read all the details and the features and make a decision about what you want. I really liked that this one was cordless. It's not that loud. Is it really loud for you? It's actually not that loud. Now, I used to, with my other one, because it heated up so hot, I used to move it around a lot so it wouldn't focus on one thing and burn it. This one, apparently you have to get really close and you have to just stay in one spot. Don't move it. I used to have to move the other one around. This one, I got to keep it in one spot, and then it'll do it, and then I can move on. So I don't have to worry about it necessarily burning through the paper like I used to. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. If you're coming in, say hello. Please do me a favor. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I have lots and lots of videos, hundreds of videos. I think about 600 videos. I've been recording and sharing on YouTube for a long time. So if there's a particular topic that you're looking for, there are journals start to finish that you can watch the whole process and follow along. Lots of tag making, just general crafting, tons of stenciling with essential stencils on here, Chalk Couture. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, wow. Look at the difference. Okay, look at the difference between the part that's embossed, that shiny, bright blueberry color, and then the part that's not embossed, how dark it is. What a huge difference. Huge difference. I don't remember, Wendy. You'd have to look it up. I don't remember what the temperature was on the Tim Holtz one. I'm actually surprised it broke, because usually the stuff is pretty good quality. I missed a spot right here. Oh, going back. Here we go. It's easy. Renee, you can do this, friend. Hey, Jenny, how are you, my sweet friend? What's happening, girl? I got to get on the treadmill today, girls. Anybody else doing a walk today? Now, it's too cold to go outside. Wouldn't even be possible. I think it's like 19 below here today with wind chills. Well, wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So then the wind chill gets even colder than that. Can't do it. Not doing it. Wouldn't even think about it. But I do have to get a walk in today. I have to move my body a little bit. Oh, I'm glad, Judith. Thank you for telling me. She says it's not loud. It's taken a while, though. I would say this one's slow. I would say it's slower compared to the other ones that I've had, but it's not getting as hot. And is it worth it to you? Like, would you rather just have a cordless? This is cordless. It's smaller. It's actually, if you travel a lot and you go to craft fairs or crafting retreats and stuff, you might like having this one because it's smaller. It's not going to take up as much room in your bag. Plus, if it's charged up, I'll be curious to see how long the charge lasts before I have to recharge it. I don't remember that detail on the website, or on the product listing. Missed that spot right there. Now it's really rocking and rolling. It's like magic watching it change over. And you probably can't see it from where you are, but it is really cool. I love a little bit of metallic on my projects. Just a little peekaboo of metallic. Oh, now my finger's starting to get hot. I'm going to flip it over so that my finger's further away from the heat. Almost done. Yeah, if you do creative videos, then how loud it is would matter too. And I'm glad to hear from Judith that this one isn't that loud. That makes me happy. All right. That's it. It has a little kickstand. It came with a charging cord and a little deflector. I've never used one of these, but if you really need, not deflector, like if you wanted to heat up a little piece of metal, like a copper wire or something, you would clip this on and then put the wire in there to really concentrate the heat so it doesn't escape out the back. That's not what I need. I've never needed to use one of those, but it comes with that. I actually don't need a plastic bag. And then it comes with all these instructions, I guess. Oh, look. Set of instructions. Literally just came in the mail. Just got it this morning. So I'm glad that it's here. Now you can see how that embossing works on that tag. Super fun, right? Oh, I'm not going to bother with the number, just time-wise. It took a hot minute for that to happen. So I'm just not going to bother with the number right now. We could do the number in a different, with just like a colored ink. I wouldn't have to do it embossing. Could put a number on there, but it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to show Renee how to do it. She asked. She said she hasn't used it before. Now you can. I've been embossing for a long time, and I've never had a powder. But they do sell a powder. It's obviously not necessary. I've never used it. I just got this. I think I've only used it once. But it's a powder in the bottom, and then this brush is retractable. And what it does is before you put your glue down, it's an anti-static. So you buff your whole project where you're going to emboss with the powder. And then supposedly, I literally have only used this once, so I'm figuring out how to use it. Supposedly what happens is you put the powder on, and then you put your glue on in whichever fashion you're going to do it. And then you put your embossing powder, then you heat it. And what it does is it keeps the powder from sticking to other parts of your project where you don't want it to. Some people swear by it. I just got mine for the first time, and I've been embossing for years, so not necessary. Sometimes, I think if you're trying to simplify things, my husband always says, less is more. We don't need more stuff in the house. We need less stuff in the house. If we've gotten by for years without it, we're probably going to be okay. You're welcome, Renee. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. So hello to everybody on YouTube. I am using StreamYard to share this, both on YouTube and on Facebook. And I just want to give one last reminder that normally on Fridays, I am live only on YouTube at 11 a.m. It's pretty much every Friday. You can watch my weekly schedule to know for sure. But pretty much every Friday, I'm live at 11 a.m. on YouTube to share and hang out with you guys. I decided to join Facebook in on it today just to remind you guys who are on Facebook. When you catch me on Facebook on other days, if you want to catch me more days, you can come on over on YouTube and follow over here as well. Somebody had asked me once or told me I was there on YouTube, but I couldn't comment at all. Like it just wouldn't, the comments didn't even show up to me. The reason that would be is if you're not logged in, you cannot comment, because you have to comment as a person. You can't just anonymously comment. So you would have to have a YouTube account to comment. You don't have to have a YouTube account to watch, but to participate in the chat and the conversation, you would need to log in and have an account, which is free. The YouTube account is free. You don't have to pay anything. It's just like every other social media option. I mean, it's interesting because YouTube has subscription options, and like on Facebook, you can give stars. You can do that here on YouTube as well. A creative or somebody who owns a YouTube channel has to earn earn that option for people to, it's basically like giving you a tip to say thank you for your time today. I do have that option on my channel. I've never had anybody give me a tip on YouTube though. It's interesting. I get stars periodically on Facebook. Never got one on YouTube. You can do, like, I do have the option to offer a subscription on YouTube, but I already have my craft membership club. That's $15 a month. I run it over on Facebook. That's one option. Or you can be a supporter on Facebook. It's $1.99 a month, and I go live once a week for Facebook subscribers. That will be tomorrow morning, by the way. If you are a supporter over on Facebook, I'll be live with you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for coffee. But it's nice to have a few options for supporting a creative. I like to be able to give you a few options. If you can't afford to support me monetarily, You're being here and chatting. You're being part of the community. You supporting and saying, hey, that's great. Oh, I like what you did. Thank you for sharing that. That is supportive. That is still supportive, and it doesn't cost you a stinking thing. Sharing our videos, sharing our channels or our pages with friends who might enjoy us, introducing us to new people. That's a way to support us for sure. And it doesn't cost you a stinking thing. But if you can monetarily support someone and you feel real grateful for what we offer, become a supporter for $1.99 a month or join our membership group. Mine is $15 a month. Thanks, Michelle. Those are just all good options. I like to be able to have different options for you guys. So you're not just pigeonholed to one. It's this or nothing. It's this or nothing. I don't like that. And then, you know, I hang out on a regular, just on the public page, just to get to know you guys and encourage you and hopefully inspire you to create on the regular, especially if creating is your therapy. How many of you get to create daily? I know quite a few ladies in my craft therapy club who do create every single day. They do something in their craft room every single day. Now, not everybody has a craft room. Some of you have a craft table or a craft cupboard, right? A craft box. Not everybody has a full room. Wow, I might be all done with those. Look at how many we got. This one has the special embossing. But now I'm gonna poke my holes here and let's do some brads. Let's just do it while I have all those brads available. If you don't mind, I'm gonna, you know, if you gotta go, I understand. But I'm gonna, since I'm here and I'm making good progress, I'm gonna take a little drink of water and then I'm gonna get those brads. Not brads, eyelets, excuse me. The eyelets. Now I discovered that my Chocateur hole puncher fits perfectly. These are the tags that I sell on my website at thecomfynestwithgrace.com. They're 3x6 manila tags. It fits perfectly the hole here. The Crocodile hole puncher is a little bit smaller than that. This one fits perfectly, and I can still put an eyelet in there, and it fits perfectly. So I'm going to punch the holes with this. Not necessary, right? You can just use whatever hole punch you have. I'm using the Chocateur one because I discovered that it fits these tags perfectly. Whoops, sorry for the bang. There's a little piece of paper stuck in there. I like that you can see. I don't love the hole puncher on the Crocodile because I can't see what I'm doing. Here I can see right through there that I'm actually in the hole. There's nothing worse than punching and then be like, oh, I was off. I was off a tish. And then it looks wonky. Maureen tries to create every day, even if I only have 15 minutes. God bless you for doing that. I think an art journal is a great way to be able to do that. Or like that sentiment journal is a great way to do something creative, something pretty that gets your heart and mind on something that you really enjoy. And it doesn't have to be hours and hours of work, right? Art journaling and junk journaling really lends itself to that. Because you open the book, you do a little work, you close the book, put it back on the shelf until we meet again, friend. It's like, until I can do that again, you just get a little bit of creative time in. Love it. Coloring books are great for that too. Adult coloring books. Does anybody use those? All right, look at all the extras we have laying around. Okay, I put this aside. Put my pencil aside. Whoa, I almost spilled my water. I'll put this aside, and then let's do some eyelets. I feel like the guy at the fancy restaurant with the crumbs who like scrapes the crumbs off your tablecloth. You ever been in one of those restaurants? You can see the Crocodile too. You need to turn it upside down. I know, it just feels so clunky. I don't like it. And it's just like the hole is just a little, it's at a funky angle. It's like at a curve. I don't love it, Ruth. Me too, Debbie. She says I could sit and watch journaling all day. Girl, you and me too. You and me too. Oh, a nice profile picture. Are you on the beach? Oh, Annette, you got to find things that are gentle then for you, right? She says, I have some nerve damage, so she's not able to necessarily do it every day. So when you are able to do it, Annette, I hope it's really special and relaxing and enjoyable for you. Okay, I'm just going to go straight metallics on these. I don't have, this is like a copper, and I don't have a copper, but I think I'll just use this color on these. And these shouldn't take too much work. They really shouldn't. Yes, Wendy says she has a lot of adult coloring books. Holy, those things are just teeny tiny and so thin. All right. It's kind of interesting. Was that on the right way? Yes, it was. The back side of this isn't quite the same color. It's not as coppery. So it makes it easy to see what side I need. Oh my gosh, they're so easy to do. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Sometimes I struggle. Some eyelets, I have one set that I've been just, clenching my teeth through using because I lost everything. Everything fell out. Clenching my teeth trying to use because they just don't work great. They don't flatten out. They're just too stiff. The metal isn't soft enough. Oh. No, I just look at girls. It's just a mess. I'm just a mess here. Maybe it would be easier. I'm trying to find the best way to do this. Maybe it would be easier to place that on there, place the tag on there. Nope, I still lost it. Maybe the coffee's kicking in, girls. There we go. Got it. Whew, that took a hot minute. Let's see if we can be faster. This would be, the eating contest, see how many hot dogs you can eat in 10 minutes. Maybe we should have an eyelet setting contest. See how many eyelets can you set on tags in 1 minute? How long would it take you, friends? I don't always feel super efficient at these things, but like I said, listen, when you're at home, it is not a contest. Nobody's timing you. Nobody's watching you. You can drop it 12 times and kind of giggle to yourself and let it be. Now, just don't let the dog pick it up because I imagine that wouldn't be good for the dog to be eating eyelet parts. There. Yeah, you get into a groove. Interesting. So interesting. Debbie says I've never used the backside. It doesn't work for me. These are working slick as snot. Have you ever heard anybody say that, Debbie? It's slick as snot. Oh gosh, I'm so silly. I have a ton of adult coloring books. Can spend a lot of time. It make it easy. I keep my books after I had the hysterectomy in June. There's a little spot in my living room. Oh, I lost it. I lost it all. There's a little spot in my living room where I keep my books now and my coloring pencils, my colored pencils. Is that in there? I think it is. So that when I'm bored, my kids and my hubby, they watch a lot of stuff that I'm just plain old not interested in, but I want to hang out with them. So I'll hang out with them and be bored out of my mind watching like wrestling or MMA fighting or hunting or all the things my boys like to watch that are so manly. And I'll color. And it makes me happy. They're happy. We're together. It's all good. And it forces me to relax and focus on pretty colors and pretty patterns and pretty things. It is a good, it's a therapeutic thing. Oh, I did something wrong because I'm kind of stuck in that. No, I'm not. It's a really therapeutic thing. I think just making pretty things, even if it's just coloring pretty colors in a coloring book like that, if it is stuck, you're kind of the pin. I think it's the pin. What happened here? Yeah, the pin got stuck. If it brings you some peace and quiet to your mind, it's a good thing. I have a coloring book that I brought to my religious ed class. I am a catechist for 9th and 10th grade girls. And when I let them do some prayer journaling. Just about every time we get together, they gratitude journal and a prayer journal. And because I wanted to introduce them to the fact that prayer doesn't always have to be like said just in your mind or just orally, like reciting it. You can journal your prayer time. And so I'm trying to like expose them to that, just to introduce them to the idea of it. And maybe they'll want to do it and maybe they won't for a lifetime or for parts of their life, but I just wanted them to know it's an option. But while they're doing that, I play some Christian contemporary music and let them have some quiet time. If I give them a certain amount of time, and if some of the girls are done with their prayer journal, I gave them some of these adult coloring pages to color in while they're listening to the Christian music, just to soothe their hearts, soothe their minds. These girls are very, very busy. They have a lot of pressure. Meaning, kids today, a lot of them are athletes or dancers. Some of them ice skate. So they have school, they have practice, they have their social life. They're responsible for their stuff that their parents give them. Some of them have jobs. They don't get enough quiet time, I don't think. So I hope they appreciate it, but it gives them a little bit of quiet time. And some of the girls were like, one of them came up to me and she's like, I can't handle this page. She said, it's stressing me out because the details were so minute on the coloring page. There were just so many little spots to color it in. And I said to her, listen, I said, you don't have to fill in every single one of those spots, right? Like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I said to her. I'll just explain to you what I was saying to her. So say it was this flower that was like this. Now this is rough, obviously. Say you had this flower, and then in the flower, there were like all these tiny little holes or triangles or whatever. And she's like, I'm not going to color in all those tiny. She said, that would drive me crazy to color those in. I said, then that whole petal, just color it all pink. And this one can all be pink. And that one can all be pink. You don't have to color every single little spot in with different colors. I said to her, you think beyond that and do what makes your heart happy. Like, don't let the page dictate to you what you're supposed to do with the page. You're in charge. It's your coloring time. You don't have to. She's like, can I just trade my page? Yes, you can. So she wanted to pick a page that had fewer openings for color. Do you know what I mean? Fewer little sections. I don't blame her. I don't pay attention to that. I mean, it's a guide. You can get as specific as you want, or you can ignore that guide and color it however you like. Does not have to determine. Don't let it rob your joy from you when you're trying to create. None of this should take away your joy. It should be adding to your peace and quiet. Yay! All right, so they work. No one was timing me, but I got them all done. And we embossed one. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there are 2 small tags floating around here somewhere that I eked out of this painted paper as well. So I got 10 out of that one. And then this painted paper, I got the 3. And then I think we salvaged some of that paper. It's sitting around here somewhere so that I could frame it. It is good meditative time. Maureen, you're totally right about that. Isn't it a blessing? Isn't it a blessing that we live in a place where we can make that a regular part of our day? Don't be afraid. I mean, you probably know this, but I'm just going to say it to remind you to not be afraid to introduce that to young girls. They may not, if you quilt, they may not want to learn to quilt. That may not be their thing. If you junk journal, they may not want to junk journal. That may not be their thing. But to introduce them to give them a junk journal that you've made, what a precious, cherished gift that would be to gift to somebody. And then to give her some really fancy gel pens or markers or colored pencils or whatever you think she might enjoy. And say, this is just to encourage you to put on some music that's really soothing. Get their faces off the screen. Put some music on. Let's sit together and let's just color. Or let's just write about our day. Or let's gratitude journal, meaning write down the things that you're thankful for. What are the things that were good today? Because these kids, I think so many of them, they may not have the chance to focus on good. I think sometimes they may be hearing from their coaches, their dance teachers, their regular teachers, their parents, from their work, oh, you need to improve this. Let's work on that. Okay, let's see if you can get a better grade on that. they may get a little compliment there too, like, hey, you did really good on that spelling, but I need you to work on your composition. But I think a lot of times it's a double-edged sword. They may get the compliment, a lot of times they're not. They may get a compliment. More often than not, what we've experienced with our kids with coaching is the coaches tend to focus on only the things that they need to improve. Our kids had a couple of basketball coaches, these same men in our community, basketball, football, who always told them, you are doing awesome with this. Let's work on that now. And they said it in such a positive way, but not every kid gets that in their life. Sometimes they're just getting the criticism that says, you're not good enough. You need to improve this, do that, get better grades, be more disciplined. So for them to have a little quiet time away from a screen where they can just gratitude the nice things in their life. And I tell them it can be anything. It can be your dog that greets you when you wake up in the morning or when you come home from school and who just gives you so much love and attention that you adore. It could be your dog that you're happy about. It could be, a new backpack that you got. It could be a half hour that you got to be with a cousin that you don't get to see very often. It could be music that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It doesn't have to be something big like a Disney trip that you went on. It could be the little thing. I want them to, I want you, I want them, I want me to always remember that it's the little things in life that make you happy. Embossing powder, it's so pretty. Pretty painted papers, ribbons, and brown paper packages tied up with string. It's the simple things. We just have to remind ourselves. So don't be afraid to remind the people around you that there are a lot of good things in life. It's hard, but there are a lot of good things. Oh, thanks. She said, I really like the color combination. Which one do you like? Is it the orange one? Let me show you again. I'm curious. This one, this is the one that the ladies, where they were like, don't cut that up. I have the rest of it here somewhere. I don't remember where I put it, but they really, really loved this one. Mustard, yellow, orange, and blues. Two different blues, a dark one and a light one with some gold on top. I'm guessing this is the one you're talking about, Lisa, but maybe it's this color combo that you liked. It's so fun to play with painted papers. It's a good way to really get a feel for what you like, and to just you take all your paints and just smatter them on together and see which ones you like the most. You'll get to know yourself more as a creative that way. Thanks, Renee. All right, girls, I'm going to go. My son is here. He's hanging out with his girlfriend, so I like to be around. Sitting on the couch watching a movie. I like to kind of walk through the room a few times and make sure they know that they need to behave, if you know what I mean. They had a half day of school today. So anyway, I'm going to go hang out with them, let them know that I'm here. Trees over the water and sun coming in. Oh, Lisa, those are beautiful images. Thanks for sharing that. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. I hope all is good. I hope you stay safe and warm and have some creative time in your life this weekend. I will be live tomorrow with Facebook subscribers at 10 a.m. and then on Sunday at 12 for gratitude journaling in the Craft Therapy Club over on Facebook. So thanks for being here, you guys.